You may have heard celebrities like Hugh Jackman crediting intermittent fasting for his shredded physique, or Jimmy Kimmel joking about how he eats like a teenager and stays thin because of intermittent fasting. But what actually is intermittent fasting, and is it really all it's cracked up to be? Unfortunately, there are some common mistakes people make when trying to intermittent fast that can not only make it ineffective, but potentially dangerous. In this video, we'll look at the science behind intermittent fasting, its benefits, common mistakes, who should avoid it, and how to start safely. Let's get started. First up, let's cover the basics. What is intermittent fasting? Unlike a diet where you restrict specific foods, intermittent fasting is an eating pattern that cycles between periods of eating and fasting. The most popular form is called timed eating, or the Lin-Gaines protocol, where you restrict your meals to a specific 6-hour window and fast for the remaining 18 hours. For example, you could eat from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and fast from 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day. This way you would consume all of your daily calories within those 6 hours, while still allowing your body enough time to burn through your sugar reserves during the 18-hour fast. This in turn triggers fat burning. Now you may hear other forms of intermittent fasting like the 5-2 diet, where you eat normally for 5 days, then restrict calories for 2 non-consecutive days, or alternate day fasting, where you alternate between full days of fasting and full days of eating. But the research on these methods is less established compared to timed eating. So we all stick to the science on the most popular form, which is timed eating. What are the proven benefits of intermittent fasting? There are many proposed benefits to intermittent fasting, like improved insulin sensitivity, increased growth hormone levels, cellular repair, and more. But let's focus on the 3 benefits that have the strongest scientific evidence. First is weight loss. A 2019 study found that after 12 weeks, participants lost significantly more weight with intermittent fasting compared to continuous energy restriction. Even though both groups consumed the same amount of calories, the reason for this is likely due to intermittent fasting's effect on hormones. Specifically, fasting increases levels of the hormone glucagon, which promotes fat burning, while lowering insulin, which promotes fat storage. Second is longevity. A 2017 study found that mice fed a normal diet and given 1 week-long fast every month lived significantly longer than mice that were fed continuously. Third is brain health. A 2019 study found that intermittent fasting improved cognitive function in older adults. Next, let's discuss common mistakes. Mistake No. 1 is overeating during your eating window. Remember that during the eating window, you will be breaking your fast, so you need to gradually refeed your body instead of overloading it. To do this properly, you want to begin your eating window with a low-calorie meal like vegetables and fruit, followed by a higher-calorie meal later in the window with foods like protein, complex carbohydrates, and healthy fats. Mistake No. 2 is not drinking enough water, especially during your fast. When you're first starting out, you may experience hunger pangs during the first few days of fasting as your body adjusts. These hunger pangs are usually temporary and should go away if you drink plenty of water. If they don't go away, it's possible that you aren't fasting long enough for your body to adapt to fat burning. Mistake No. 3 is breaking your fast incorrectly. Since the goal of intermittent fasting is to promote fat burning, you want to break your fast with lower calorie foods that won't trigger insulin release and stall fat burning. Common ways people incorrectly break their fast include eating high sugar foods and drinks like soda or juice, high carbohydrate foods like bread or pasta, or high fat foods like pizza or ice cream. Instead, as mentioned earlier, you want to break your fast with lower calorie foods like fruit and vegetables. Who should avoid intermittent fasting? Well, generally safe for most people, intermittent fasting isn't right for everyone. Women who are pregnant, or breastfeeding people with a history of eating disorders, people with a history of low blood sugars such as hypoglycemia, and people with certain medical conditions like diabetes should speak with their doctor before trying intermittent fasting.
Next.
Let's dive into how to start intermittent fasting. Step No. 1 is choose an eating window that works with your lifestyle. As discussed earlier, your eating window is the time period where you will consume all of your daily calories. You will want to choose a window that allows you to naturally align your eating habits with your circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is your internal biological clock that regulates sleep, metabolism, hormones, and other important functions. Aligning your eating window with your circadian rhythm can help prevent late-night cravings and make sticking to your eating window easier. A good way to determine your circadian rhythm is to pay attention to when you feel hungry and full throughout the day. For example, you may naturally feel hungry around the same time each morning and evening and less hungry during midday. So a good eating window for you might be from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Be sure to choose a window that is at least 4 hours apart. Otherwise, you may risk accidentally developing a new eating disorder called night eating syndrome, where you consume most of your calories later in the day. Just keep in mind that it may take some trial and error to find the best eating window for you. Step number 2, set yourself up for success. One way to set yourself up for success is to make sure you have healthy food options readily available. This can be especially helpful during your first few attempts at intermittent fasting when you're getting used to not eating outside of your eating window. Some good options include chopped vegetables, fruits, nuts, yogurt, and hard-boiled eggs. Another way to set yourself up for success is to choose a starting day that works best with your schedule. For example, you might want to start on a Monday to line up your first fast with the weekend, so you can use the weekend as practice. Or you might want to start on a Friday, so you can fast through the weekend and start your next eating window on Monday morning. Step 3 is start with a 16 to 8 fast. The most popular form of intermittent fasting is the 16 to 8 fast, where you fast for 16 hours and restrict your eating to an 8-hour window. This allows for a significant amount of weight loss and fat burning, while still providing adequate time to meet your nutritional needs. For example, you could eat from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. and fast from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day. During your first 16 to 8 fast, you will skip breakfast and lunch and eat a small dinner followed by a larger meal the following day. This gradual approach allows your body to slowly adjust to burning fat for fuel. And remember to drink plenty of water throughout your fast. If you experience severe hunger pangs, you can shorten your fast to 14 or 12 hours and slowly work your way up to 16 hours. Now that you know how to start, let's review everything you've learned. When done right, intermittent fasting can increase human growth hormone by up to 2,000%, promote fat burning, improve insulin sensitivity, aid in weight loss, promote brain health, potentially extend lifespan, and much more. On the other hand, when done wrong, it can not only be ineffective, but potentially dangerous. Common mistakes include overeating during your eating window, not drinking enough water, especially during your fast, and breaking your fast incorrectly by eating high sugar, high fat, or high carb foods. While generally safe for most people, intermittent fasting isn't right for women who are pregnant or breastfeeding, people with a history of eating disorders, people with a history of low blood sugar such as hypoglycemia, and people with certain medical conditions like diabetes. To start, choose an eating window that works with your lifestyle. Set yourself up for success by having healthy food options readily available and choosing a starting day that works best with your schedule. Finally, start with a 16 to 8 fast and work your way up from there. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more science-backed health strategies that can change your life. Now, if you were interested in learning about our unique approach to weight loss that has helped clients lose 20 pounds or 5% of their body fat in 6 weeks or less with our one-on-one coaching program, click the link below.